Consequent on President Muhammadu Buhari's approval of the immediate relaxation of restrictions placed on worship centers, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu granted partial relaxation on the restriction as deliberations and modifications on guidelines are ongoing. As this subsists, the Lagos television crew visited some churches to ascertain the level of compliance. At Chapel of Christ the Light, Alausa, the door still remains shut, while the use of an online platform for Sunday service is still the norm. However, having visited a branch of the Redeemed Christian Church of God along Jobfele Street in Ikeja, a handful of officiating ministers informed of initiatives being tinkered with in preparation for the possible reopening of worship centers. Though declining to face the camera due to unauthorization, they said they still maintain online service as a mode of worship while they deliberate on the acquisition of health and sanitary equipment, the design and use of educative placards, and the provision of floor posters to ensure social distancing and a safe environment. The Celestial Church of God, Oda, was also on the lock and keys with a banner boldly warning members to stay away from the church premises but instead adhere to hygiene practices and directives given by government.
We know a little, but the government knows a lot. And when they tell us anything to do, it behoves on us that we should comply.
I went around the state and I can testify that the level of compliance to the Mr. Governor's directive was highly encouraging.
With the provision of necessary health equipment and mandatory use of face masks at worship centers, clerics say this is in furtherance of churches' contributions to combating COVID-19 and a show of solidarity with government's efforts so far.
We are ready to do everything, particularly the protocol that are being put. Quite a number of the protocols are in our own interest, like the hygiene, like you probably saw the things being installed all over the place, and it's in our own interest.
The government have done well, and we are going to cooperate with them. We are going to reason along with them. We are going to look at gray areas that we might have, and we are going to resolve it. But it is good for us to come back to church. The water at the entrances, there must be sanitizers, there must be face masks, and there must be social distancing. And there will be no clapping, no shaking of hands, no hugging. For now, when we take communion, communion is no longer with one chalice, it's with individual cups. And services will not exceed 1.5 hours.
We should maintain social distance. And that we are already prepared. Our auditorium, that's our auditorium, the church auditorium. If you get there now, you will see how we have already arranged the seats. And I told them, I gave them stand instruction that the seats should not be removed.
Churches and mosques must be fumigated before and after the public worship.
In Lagos, the relaxation on restrictions of religious activities for churches is expected to kickstart on June 21, albeit churches believe being proactive and supportive will accelerate government's fight against the pandemic. Lekan, LTV News.